still not get the Christmas cake yet.
Jesus.
I'm not going to let it go, but I'll get the Christmas cake yet.
Let it go, man.
No, I'm not.
Let it go.
But guess what? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Steven and I'm a Jamaican living in Brazil, and I make YouTube videos to share my thoughts and experiences living as a gringo right here in Guyana. Well, actually we're not in Guyana today, we're in the city of São Paulo, and I'm here with my friend Andre, right? You hear me talk about Bob a few videos back. That was a Christmas special, I believe, talking about the Christmas cake. You can watch that video right here. So this is Bob, his actual name is Andre James. Welcome. How are you feeling today, Andre?
Welcome, Steven. Hi, everybody. Feeling good.
And this is the first time I'm seeing you in about 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years, so it's been 2020, beginning of 2020 before the pandemic.
Right.
Stop everything.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's good to see, it's good to be here in São Paulo. It's my first time in São Paulo.
Right.
And from Brazil, I decided to say, I want to try. Jerky. Right? I hear about it from the Jamaican, I said, I want to try it. So, Andre actually opened a jerk restaurant here in Brazil, in the city of São Paulo, the largest city in the Western Hemisphere. He decided to bring the culture and the food of a country with less than 3 million people to this lovely city.
Right.
First of all, just start out with a bit of background about you before we jump right into jerkies.
Okay.
How long have you been in Brazil, and why are you actually in Brazil?
So I've been in Brazil for 13 years, right? I came here on scholarship. There's a diplomatic scholarship through the embassy, the Brazilian Embassy and the Ministry of Education in Brazil. So I came here to do dentistry at the University of São Paulo. Yeah, during that time, I ended up liking Brazil so much that I decided to stay, basically.
So you just decided to stay on South?
Yeah, just stay. But I kind of knew that if I was going to be here, I would have to have something Jamaican here, you know. And one of the things that, when we came here, one of the things that we realized was that there was no West Indian food, no Jamaican food whatsoever. But it was always a thought in my mind that, all right, fine, you know, I think Brazilians would really appreciate jerk chicken, because in Brazil there's a huge, you know, barbecue and, you know, they call it churrasco out here, right? There's a huge barbecue culture. So I'm saying, yo, you know, I think jerk would actually like take off in Brazil. So long story short, when I decided to stay here permanently, I was like, you know, I'm going to leave dentistry and I'm going to open a jerk chicken restaurant.
Alright, so it's like you walk over everything more ask.
Right.
But yeah, so you left dentistry and started jerk restaurant.
Right.
When did you actually start this restaurant?
Jerky's as a company, we launched in July 24th, 2020, mid-pandemic. But before launching, obviously you had the work that we had to put in, you know what I mean? We started planning from 2018. 2018 up to December of 2019. Right.
So my question is, you said you knew Brazilians would like jerk chicken.
Right.
Because of churrasco, but did you test that theory before you jump out and start a restaurant? Were you making jerk chicken here and giving it to people?
Right, actually did. And that's where, like I said, the background work came in between 2018 to 2019. So what we're doing is that when we started, we had like a little grill, and we're actually grilling on the side of the street. So
like authentic yardman thing.
Yeah. So basically we just like, you know, like go to like a random event, mainly like reggae and dancehall events. Because they have a lot of those events, like you have a reggae and dancehall underground scene. Especially
here in São Paulo?
In São Paulo, yeah.
That's really surprising.
It's an underground scene, like sound system, sound clash. It's underground. So we used to go to these events, right, in the favelas.
Alright, so you have to remember, this is something new to me, because where I live, Guyana, it's the middle of the country. It's why you love saying, yo, a country.
What's a country? A country, man.
You love jumping and saying we live in a country. I mean, with that being said, here this is very different. So you're able to capture a market now or tap into a market that exists here already, the people interested in the culture of Jamaica?
Well, the thing about it is that that market isn't actually our clientele, to be quite honest.
Okay.
For us, they were people who were very open to like trying, you know, Jamaican food because they were already a part of the Jamaican cultural scene. Now, it's not a lot of people because, like I said, it's an underground scene. It's not enough people to like maintain your business open.
Okay, so that'll be enough for you to sell a pancake on the roadside.
Right, on the roadside, but not to sustain
a long-term business.
Right, a long-term business. You know, like we have ambitions to franchise stuff like that. So it's not enough, but it was enough for us to test the food.
Okay.
So we used to do that. Because of that, we were able to like adjust the recipes, right, to an extent that Brazilians would like it. You know, so we did that between 2018, 2019, and then when we launched in 2020, obviously we had a much larger, I guess, working group.
All right,
people to work with. So
I noticed you said something very important in that last bit there, where you said you have ambitions of franchising.
Right.
How big do you want to go in this thing? Because having ambitions to franchise mean I got hard and done. You want to go hard and go back home.
Right. So, alright. So the thing about it is that my time in Brazil has allowed me, or had allowed me, to travel a lot.
Okay.
You know, within South America as a continent. You know, so I've been to different countries and stuff. And one of the things I realized is that in South America, people like chicken a lot.
Chicken.
Yeah,
okay.
Chicken is a very accessible type of protein. People like it. You know, so it was always in my mind, like, you know, I think. So I went to Colombia. I didn't see any jerk chicken. I went to Chile, no jerk chicken. Paraguay, no jerk chicken, but they eat a lot of chicken.
A lot of chicken. I mean? And a lot of grilled chicken, it seems.
Grilled, yeah, like fried, stuff like that, you know. Panama, I mean, Panama is not South America, but out in Panama, yeah, you have Jamaicans there, but nothing on a scale like a franchise here, you know. So yeah, I was like, I think that we have the potential to be a franchise in South America. That's really our ambitions. You know, the franchise within South America.
All right,
you know?
so
which is complicated because there are no Jamaicans here, as you know.
All right. Well, yeah, there isn't a lot because they even closed the embassy recently.
Right.
Unfortunately. All right, so I'm sitting here now. I have jerk chicken and fried plantain in front of me.
Right, fried plantain.
What else is on the menu?
All right, so like I said, the idea behind Jerky is that we're trying to franchise.
Yeah.
Right, and as such, we try to keep the menu very simple. So on our menu, we have jerk chicken, we have jerk pork ribs, and as for the sides, we have your rice and peas, you have your plantains, we have your sweet potato wedges, Caribbean macaroni salad, and coleslaw.
Coleslaw.
Yeah.
And what beverages people usually get with this?
Alright, so that's another thing with Jerky's, right? So we have a line of lemonades. So we don't sell sodas, we don't sell beer or anything like that. So normally we have, we sell strawberry lemonade, pineapple lemonade, mango lemonade, pink lemonade, and original lemonade. So people like that.
And this is all something that you make here.
Yes.
This isn't batch processed and then you just mix a syrup. This is something you make.
This is something that we make here in large batches.
Okay.
Right.
All right. That's very impressive.
Right. Because the thing is, we are in a situation where, because we're the only Jamaican restaurant, the only jerk restaurant in the country, we're able to keep everything in-house and people will work with it.
And then essentially, being the first, you're essentially setting the standard then. Because anybody, if me decide to get up and open a jerk restaurant,
right. If it
you
don't
are the competition.
If it don't taste like if it don't taste like jerk, it's not jerk. That's what I say.
Alright, and then the name, the name itself is catchy.
Right.
But why did you choose Jerky's as the name?
To be quite honest, you want the real
Yeah,
fine. So we had a different name, but when we tried to register the name,
it was already taken.
It wasn't really taken, but the other company, they kind of, I won't say they sued us, but they threatened.
There were legal implications.
Right, there were legal implications for using that name. So I said, alright, let me just find a different name, and we'll throw on some names that were easy for Brazilians to pronounce in Portuguese, because that's important.
That's very important. That's
very
true,
important. Yeah, and then we came up with Jerky's. Jerky's is a good name. They say Jerky's.
Jerky's.
Yeah.
Alright, so that was a good point you made. It has to be easy for the local people to pronounce because Portuguese is a totally different language from English.
Right. I tell people all the time that with Jerky's, the idea is, yes, we are a Jamaican we sell Jamaican food, but we're essentially a Brazilian company.
Okay.
Right, we're a Brazilian
Exactly.
company. We're a Brazilian company that sells Jamaican food. And as such, we have to understand that the locals, they're the ones that, feed the business. They're the ones that we cater towards. The Brazilian populace. That's what we focus on. And everything is geared towards that. So like in Jerky's, and you've been to the restaurant, you see, we're in the restaurant. It's not your typical Jamaican restaurant where you see like Jamaican flags, and it doesn't have the stereotypical feel.
Yeah, that is true. If you go to Florida or New York and you go to a Jamaican restaurant, one bag of flags,
Bob Marley, blah blah blah. It doesn't have a stereotypical feel, and that was done by design, right?
So when we're talking about ambience, one of the things I want to ask you about is the music. Like the music that is played here. Whenever you go to a restaurant, you have music being played. What do you generally play then?
Okay, so initially we tried reggae. We tried that, but it never worked. Never worked. Because people don't really, a Brazilian would say, they like reggae, but really and truly, they like reggae in certain situations. They don't know much about reggae. It seems like reggae is a good, you should like it. It's a good thing to like. Let's put it that way. It's a good thing to like. Right. But it's not like them actually like it. You know what I mean? So like a lot of the music that we played, they couldn't really vibe to it. So one of the things that I realized was that, okay, fine, we'll try and see if we can find
like some balance, a middle balance.
Right. So what I did was we played out a remixed pop music on reggae beats. On reggae beats, right? And here in Brazil, there's a state called São Luís, right?
City of São Luís.
I'm sorry, a city, so São Luís, right, just reaching over. Right, the city of São Luís in the state of Maranhão, right, which is considered Jamaica, Brazil, right, they do a lot of these remixes.
So, a big reggae culture.
Right, they have a big reggae culture out there, and they do a lot of these remixes, so we play a lot of those type of music. Because, and this all goes back to one of the foundational concepts of Jerky's, which is Jazooka. Right.
So I wanted to actually get there.
Right.
Could you tell it? I've seen it all over the social media.
Right.
All over the Instagram page.
Right.
What is Jazooka? What is it?
So Jazooka essentially is this. Jazooka kind of describes me as a Jamaican, but as a Jamaican that came to Brazil during my formative years. So in Portugal and in Europe, Brazilians are referred to as Brazucas.
Just like
it's kind of like
Yardie
and someone from Australia and Aussie, stuff like that. So Brazilians are referred to as Brazucas, right? But I'm from Jamaica.
So you can't be a
Brazuca. I'm Jazooka because I'm part Jamaican, right? But
inherited
being here during my formative years, there's lots of things because I came to Brazil at 19.
So you're basically spending
my
adult life here.
My adult life is here. So there are obviously things that I've adapted from the Brazilian culture and like the social landscape of the country that is a part of me at this moment, right? That I don't even really consider Brazilian, it's just a part of Andre, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm not Brazilian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the same way like when I'm in Jamaica, it's like I am Jamaican,
you're not really
but
Jamaican.
I'm not really, when I'm there, it's kind of strange at the same time. You know what I mean?
It's something I can understand because just like you, I spent most of my adult life, not all, but most of my adult life living outside of Jamaica.
Right.
And I mean, I'm going to say this without trying to be snobby, but it's like you have outgrown the place to an extent, or you're still Jamaican at heart, but you have to identify with a lot of things when you head back home.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily a matter of outgrowing, it's that you have added so many different
life perspectives
and so many different ways of thinking from different places, so you end up like creating like your own personal culture. That's not necessarily specific.
I like the sound of that one.
Right. You create a personal culture that's not specific to one place. You know what I mean? So that's basically for me. And Jazooka really represents that, right? So Jazooka really represents for the company Jerky's and for me a space of cultural intersection. That's really what it is. And we work as a company. That's what we focus on: cultural intersection. So we're not different from a lot of Jamaican restaurants that you see elsewhere. We're not that tied up on authenticity. Like, oh no, in Jamaica it's like this, so it has to be like this in Brazil. No.
So you account for then the difference in flavors in Brazil, etc.
Flavors, presentation, how things are pronounced, how things are said, different names. So for example, like rice and peas, we call it Caribbean rice. Because in Brazil, based on what my experience here, that's just easier to roll off the tongue. That's easier for someone to just understand what it's about than just simply saying "Arroz e feijão."
Alright, so how I was about to ask you, how would you say Caribbean rice in Portuguese?
Arroz Caribbean.
Okay, alright, so it's a little easier,
It's easier, it's less
words,
explanation,
yeah.
less words, less explanation. What type of rice? It's Caribbean rice. That's it.
Alright then.
Yeah.
And then, alright, so something I realized throughout the course of this conversation is that you have consistently, and it's a mark of a good leader, you have consistently said we. Right? It's not what I am doing or my business or whatever. You have consistently said we. I want to know who comprises
we.
Yeah, who comprises the Jerky's team?
Right. Okay. So I'm the how do you say it in English again? This happens a lot. This happens a lot, by the way. Like I'll forget certain things that in English. I'm the leading partner, the administrative partner.
Okay.
So
managing director.
Right. Alright. Okay. So I'm the CEO and managing director of Jerky. So
Okay.
I make sure that everything happens on the ground, everything is working. Right. We have investing partners. Right. So majority of Jerky is investing partners. You know, majority of these people, they don't live here, so they provide other types of support. You know, so yeah, that's basically it.
So you have said something I've touched on is you have said investing partners who live here.
Right. No,
are these Jamaicans?
These are Jamaicans. These are Jamaicans. These are Americans.
All right. So I'm just going out on a limb here. Are you still interested in Jamaicans tapping into not just Jerky's but the Brazilian market?
Yeah. And we've had this conversation a lot. I think Brazil is a country that has a lot of opportunities. I think Jamaicans and West Indians in general, we have a lot of things to offer. You know, things that here in Brazil, it might sound weird, but it doesn't exist. For example, something simple, rum. Rum. Brazilians don't drink rum.
Don't drink rum.
And it's not that they can't drink rum because
they drink cachaça,
right?
Which is somewhat similar to rum.
It's not. It's made from the same plant. The major difference between cachaça and rum is that cachaça is made from cane juice. Fermented cane juice.
And rum
is made from molasses. Okay. Which is a byproduct of sugar cane production. Yeah. Right? So that's basically what this, and it makes a huge difference when it comes down to taste.
Okay.
And smell. It's huge, it's different. So much so that cachaça is actually trademarked in Brazil. You can't make, whereas you can make rum in Thailand and rum in Hawaii or whatever, you can only make cachaça in Brazil. If it's not from Brazil, it cannot be called cachaça.
You'd have to call it something
whatever you want to call it, but it can't be called cachaça. And they did that. I think that was very intelligent on their part.
Okay, so yeah, because come to think of it, the only rum I've seen probably 2 brands of rum here. One of them is Bacardi, of course.
Bacardi, right?
Which you know is a very popular and very commercialized brand.
Right.
So it would be a good look if a yard man come in and
right. So I'm just saying that. So like, there's a lot of things that we can offer as Jamaicans here. Also, the market in general, like real estate here is really affordable. There's a lot of the Brazilian stock market. Is young, relatively young, but way more robust than, for example, the Jamaican stock market. Young compared, but so like there's a lot of opportunities here. The Brazilian real or reais is a lot more stable. It's a lot more stable and a lot more affordable for when you spend from JMD, Jamaican dollars, to reais than Jamaican dollars to USD. Okay. Or Jamaican dollars to pound sterling.
Fair enough. So it's a good investment opportunity for people earning Jamaican dollars.
Jamaican dollars, right. So if you're earning Jamaican dollars,
it's a good
foreign investment. Whereas your money might not be enough to get yourself properly inserted in the American market, right? But the money can be good enough to get yourself inserted in the Brazilian market.
Okay, all right.
You know what I mean?
All right, so Andre, what I want to know is, Jerky has been around now almost 2 years, a year and a half. There, 2 years into the business. Right. How well has it been received here in Brazil? And what apart from us franchising, what is your roadmap from between now and the next 5 years?
Next 5 years. All right. So in terms of receptiveness, Brazilians have loved the food. I think one of the things, and this might sound actually ironic, but all of 2020 we only operated as delivery. because at the time Brazil
Lockdown, COVID.
Yeah, Brazi was on lockdown.
We saw it on TV.
Right. Brazi was on lockdown, COVID going crazy in the country, stuff like that. So that time actually allowed us to do a lot of things, and what that did was it allowed us to slowly work out the kinks. You know,
in the business,
and especially when I say kinks, I mean kinks in the recipes, right? Because when we launched, even with doing the research, when we launched, some things weren't where it was supposed to be, based on what the Brazilians liked. You know, so like the first time we launched, I said, well, the chicken too spicy. To me, it wasn't.
It was fine, yeah.
It was. I couldn't taste nothing, to be quite honest. But to them, they must say, yo, it's spicy. Or, you know, this, and I was just went tweaking. So up until the point that in 2020, when we were able to open the dining area, the recipes were enough that 95% of people like it.
Okay.
Find it completely fine.
Okay.
The other 5%, they'll say, you know, you can eat it, but I still think it's spicy.
Okay.
Right. So based on what we've been seeing here, everybody has liked the food.
Okay.
Almost everybody has.
And Jamaicans, we love to hear this because we love boasting about our cuisine.
No man, them like the food, man, but obviously it had to be tweaked.
Okay, and then as for the second part, as I said, where do you see yourself, apart from just the franchising?
Right.
What's your roadmap for the next 5 years?
For the company or for myself?
For both. For Jerky's and then you as a Jamaican being in Brazil.
Well, alright, so let's start with Jerky. So in 5 years, the idea is actually for us to open other units in São Paulo.
Okay.
Right, so the idea is actually for us to work as a chain, a restaurant chain, test the company as a chain before actually branching out to say, alright, let's franchise in other states.
Okay.
You know, possibly in other countries. But within the next 5 years, definitely opening different Jerky's in the city of São Paulo. Not even the state, the city of São Paulo. Right, so we're looking at maybe our goal is like 5.
Okay.
5 restaurants in the city of São Paulo.
Right. Five might sound small to people listening, but 5 is still a very ambitious number because you need the capital.
Right.
You need the manpower to make that work and to make it work successfully.
Right. This is just a test model, you know what I mean? So the idea is like I think we've been doing well. Back to what you were saying about the receptiveness, because we launched in a pandemic. New product. No one's ever heard about Jamaica. No one has ever heard about jerk chicken before. Majority of people. As I said, like a lot of people think Jamaica is in Africa. That happens a lot. You know what I mean? Like people think Jamaica is in Africa for real. Like you've got that situation, right? Yeah, I've got that all the time. So people think that. So like it's a product that you're actually at the same time you're selling it to people, you're teaching people at the same time. You know what I mean? So 5. Based on these obstacles, 5 is a decent amount.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
And me personally.
You personally, though, yeah.
Listen, Brazil, but now you're around here. Like I love it here. I don't see myself leaving. Obviously, I like to travel. You know, I like to travel, but I don't see myself living anywhere else.
What Brazil?
Can't see. You know, but obviously Jamaica is nice. I like going there and like see my family and stuff like that. I like the food in Jamaica and stuff like that. But you know, I don't really see myself living in Jamaica right now. You know?
Alright, fair enough. We can't knock you for that. Yes, you have been here, as you say, your entire adult life. So your perspective is gonna be different from someone else.
And the idea is really for me to like invest in West Indian stuff. That's really what I want to specialize in. Like focusing on products that in the West Indies, you know, not only Jamaica, but products that in the West Indies that are doing well, that I can see and like, wow, you know, this could actually function here in Brazil. But obviously you have to tweak it, whatever. But that's really what I'm trying to be doing. I'm thinking of doing for the next, 5 years.
All right.
Really focusing on that. You know what I mean?
All right, Bob. Andre, sorry. I mean, it's as usual, anytime we see it's a good conversation.
Right.
But of course now, why me there? If never people, we still don't get the Christmas cake yet.
Jesus.
We're not going to let it go, we don't get the Christmas cake yet.
Let it go, man.
Let it go. But guess what? We have some jerk chicken and plantain here. This is one of the things from the menu. You said this is the most popular thing here?
It is. One of the most popular, so one of the popular things that people, so one thing about Jerky is that we are a spot for couples. That's one thing that right. So people don't come here by themselves.
Okay.
Right. So like it's always a couple, or always a couple. So we normally sell half a chicken.
Okay.
And the half a chicken comes with 3 sides. And the most common sides are normally the rice and peas, or the Caribbean rice, the plantains, and the coleslaw.
Coleslaw.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Which is like in Jamaica we call it the veggie. You know what I talk about? With the
salad.
vinegar and stuff?
Yeah.
Salad, yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to try some of this jerk chicken now. Full my belly before I leave São Paulo. I need to be out of here. I need to be out of here soon to head back.
Like 45 minutes?
About 45 minutes to
Right.
head back to Guyana. I mean, it was definitely fun being here, but we have to let the people know the chicken taste.
Please.
Drum roll.
Is it recording?
Bob, nah, go lie to you, no, Bob. Planting shell so far, but then again, how can you spoil planting? As you said, you're not focused on authenticity, but the flavor shell, Bob. I'm only gonna say it once, I'm not gonna say it twice. If you're ever in Brazil, be sure to visit Jerky's in the heart of São Paulo. Bob did an excellent job with his jerk chicken and fried plantain. My last meal before I leave São Paulo, and believe me, may I enjoy it. I'm going to leave all the social media handles in the description box below. Be sure to check it out. If you like what you see, if you like what you heard, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And that's it from me. Until the next one, Ashe Mais. Ciao.